Hi there, my name is Liam Gallagher and welcome to Choirs for Cancer 2021. To mark World Cancer Day, the 4th of February each year, hundreds of singers across the world have lent their voices to this online community tribute to those whose lives have been touched by cancer. Choirs for Cancer 2021 brings together cancer patients, family members, medical professionals and cancer researchers to share the story of their cancer journey. These stories will be mixed with inspirational songs from multiple choirs from around the world, many linked with cancer support centres or cancer fundraising efforts. Choirs for Cancer 2021 also recognises the tireless work of patient advocates, as well as highlighting ongoing advances in cancer research. Choirs for Cancer is jointly organised by Precision Oncology Ireland, the Patient Voice in Cancer Research and the All Ireland Cancer Research Institute, together with the ongoing support of the Choirs for Cancer Committee. This is the third event in the series. Choirs for Cancer 2021 will hear singers including school children, young adults, cancer patients and their families from Boston, Philadelphia, New York, from Ireland, the UK and Italy, as well as from Sweden and Argentina. We'll also hear poignant stories from individuals on their cancer journey, reinforcing the reality that cancer affects most families across the world to some degree. Indeed, cancer has no borders. Each choir will sing a song with a special meaning to them on a theme of togetherness, followed by a really special combined performance of From Now On, a song from The Greatest Showman. Please sit back and enjoy the amazing performances from the choirs and speakers in the show. First up, we have the amazing Mount Sion Choir. This fantastic choir hails from Waterford City, Ireland, and is composed of a very talented group of singers and musicians. The Mount Sion Choir have been with us from the outset of our Choirs for Cancer journey, and I would like to pay tribute to the brilliant Colette Carney, who is the leader behind the choir. Their song Flashlight by Jessie J centres on those individuals that have shone a light on key issues in cancer, including my good friend and Choirs for Cancer committee member John Wall, who will tell you a little bit more about this song and its meaning.
Thanks, Liam. The song you're about to hear from the Mount Sion Choir epitomises the important role that music and friendship play in the lives of those of us that live with cancer. For me personally, the friendship that has developed between the choir and myself since last year's Choir for Cancer event has had a hugely positive impact on me and has taught me to make the most of each and every day in every way. The title of the song, Flashlight, is also symbolic for me of the light that patient advocates, past and present, shine on the important issues of the day. One of those lights that still shines brightly was lit by Laura Brennan, whose tireless work has led directly to such a dramatic increase in the HPV vaccine uptake. I know you'll enjoy this powerful rendition of a Jessie J classic by not only an incredibly talented crew from Waterford, but also a crew that I'm proud to call my friends.
When tomorrow comes, I'll be on my own, feeling frightened of the things that I don't know. When tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes, tomorrow comes.
And though the road is long, I look up to the sky, and in the dark I found this hope that I won't fly. And I sing along, I sing along, and I sing along.
Getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. Oh, see the shadows under the mountaintop, and I'm not afraid when the rain won't stop, 'cause you light the way, you light the way, yeah, you light the way. I got all I need and I got you and I look around me and see a sweet light. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Kiss on my heart, now you're shining in my eyes. Can't lie, it's a sweet life. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight, you're my flashlight, you're my flash. I got all I need when I got you and I look around me, I see a sweet light. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. Can't stop my heart when you shine in my eyes. It's a sweet light. I'm stuck in the dark, but you're my flashlight. You're getting me through the night. 'Cause you're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight. You're my flashlight.
Wow, that was amazing. Thanks very much, John, for introducing the Mount Sion Choir. And the choir, that was really, truly inspirational kickstart to Choirs for Cancer 2021. So as I mentioned in my introduction, Choirs for Cancer 2021 is actually the third in a series of events that we've held under the Choirs for Cancer banner. The inaugural event was actually held in UCD in February 2019, and we also had a follow-on event the year after, last year. And just to give you a flavour of what can happen, I suppose, in an in-person capacity, we just have a following video which summarises what happened last year.
We're here at Choirs for Cancer for World Cancer Day, the 4th of February, and we have 10 choirs from all over Ireland coming together to perform together with Hermione Hennessy. She's the daughter of very famous Christy Hennessy, and we have a number of patient advocates and researchers coming together to speak, Stephen Teep, John Wall and others. We'll also be joined by Miriam O'Callaghan at the beginning of the proceedings.
I'm Miriam O'Callaghan. I'm absolutely delighted to be here in the beautiful surroundings of UCD, where I went as a student. It's World Cancer Day. This is obviously Choirs for Cancer. I was here at the inaugural event of this last year. It's so important. It's full of singers who've had, positive cancer outcomes, survivors, their families. They're all here today to celebrate.
Yeah, so we have a really exciting programme of events where we have a combination of different speakers. For example, we have Stephen Teep, who lost his wife Irene to cervical cancer.
Speaking today, I suppose sharing my story, my family story, after losing my wife to cancer. So many people are affected in so many different ways, and I think it's important that we talk about it and share our experiences and learn from each other, but also to support each other as well. And the important thing about a day like today is that no one's alone in this.
John Wall, who is really fighting a battle in terms of getting terminally ill patients access to the medical card.
My own personal message is I have terminal cancer, but I am living with and not dying from. My own mantra is carpe diem, seize the moment, seize the day, live life. Cancer, or indeed any illness, it doesn't have to define who we are. We define who we are ourselves.
And then combined with these individual talks, we have a range of different choirs coming from around the country, giving individual songs across different themes, for example, hope, courage, bravery.
It means everything to just be back and singing. It's always a lovely event, and all the choirs are singing as well. It's just a beautiful day.
Really the whole idea is to have a cancer awareness event where we think about cancer patients, family members, but also think about research that underpins kind of new treatments in cancer.
and research is so important in cancer. It's the way forward in cancer. So there's some of the events, the things that are happening today. It's about everyone coming together who maybe has had a cancer diagnosis, who knows someone who's been affected by cancer, as we all know someone who was affected by cancer. So we're all coming together today through music and song for this really special day.
To go to somewhere like UCD, actually I think that's the greatest opportunity in something like this, because there's a fantastic third level college that was incredibly welcoming to us with the most wonderful facilities, and as a biology teacher I think it brought home the cancer research side. There is very, very little about anything on cancer in any of the syllabus in Ireland for science or biology. So I think it actually was a really brilliant education experience for all of the students involved.
People that brought this together and brought all the choirs together, and especially the big song. What's the big song we're singing? Something Inside So Strong.
Something Inside So Strong.
When you hear it, it's going to be unbelievable, especially with all the choirs. Well, it's going to be unreal.
It was just about uniting people with a common cause, which was cancer research and cancer awareness through song.
I suppose what I gathered from it, apart from the singing and the music, it was about the positivity and about people coming together and backing each other up. This is what communities are about, and I think it reflected it. They were from Tipperary and Waterford and Kerry and Dublin. They were from all over Ireland, and it was that sense of belonging, that sense of community is reflected in the efforts here today.
It's good to talk and it's good to listen, and even there'll be some people here today that will have their own difficulties in dealing with whatever they're dealing with. But they'll listen to the stories here, they'll listen to the music, and I guarantee you they'll go out that door feeling a hell of a lot better than when they came in.
So today I'm joined by Sheila Kassan, who has had her own journey with cancer and also has founded a very interesting company called Buttress Bear. So Sheila, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm very good, thank you, Liam. It's great to talk to you today. So my journey in cancer started in May 2017 when, following a routine health check, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And with no symptoms, I was in complete denial. And of course, I very quickly met an oncologist and started treatment. So 7 years ago, my treatment wouldn't have been possible without the invention and marketing of targeted therapies. So I started with chemotherapy. I had a mastectomy on my left side with a 12-hour surgery, went on to radiotherapy, and then the targeted therapies continued for the year. At the end of that year, as I was sat down and told I was, one of these very lucky people that I was clear, I was deemed to be cured of cancer, and it was an enormous relief. And at the same time, I felt almost abandoned by the system, because that's the end of it. You're leaving and there's a whole load of new patients coming. So it was a really shocking time for me, and I set about getting back into the world and exercising and getting on with my life.
So Sheila, so you're based in the UK, and actually last year we had a great fortune of you coming over to Dublin to see the Choirs for Cancer event in UCD. I was just wondering, could you tell me about maybe the impact of that event on yourself? And
yeah, absolutely. So having finished my treatment and going into recovery, I was really keen that year to make sure that I was looking after myself and doing things for me and to aid my recovery in particular. And I'd seen on the Twitter feeds that the concert was coming. And I've worked in Dublin previously, and my family are from County Kerry. So I was really keen to come over and see that the Choirs concert that the Irish were putting on for World Cancer Day. And when I was coming over, I was already, I think, quite emotional. I was seeing the build up on Twitter of what the event was going to be. And you can't help but be moved by that, I think. But I was still unprepared for the amount of emotion when I came into the room, and the songs and the singing, and this enormous choirs, absolutely magnificent choirs, singing about the words and the power in the songs, and everything is resonating on a really personal level with the journey that I faced, that my family faced, that my friends face, and that the people who work with cancer patients face. So I think it was this just amazing way of bringing all of the people who are involved in cancer together in this sort of common song, and it was deeply moving. And of course, there was also what I found really tough was people who had lost their loved ones to cancer, and that was really tough to see, but an incredible event that brought us all together. So it was a joy.
Great. And I was just wondering, you mentioned, I suppose, the impact or the potential benefit of exercise. And I'm just wondering, could you maybe expand on that in terms of what you're doing now and what you're hoping to do in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. So post my treatment, as I said, I was very lucky that I was going to the cancer day centres and getting a lot of support from them. But I wanted, my children, when I finished treatment, were 2.5 and 3.5, and I wanted something really physical to get me back into fitness. So I worked with a team of oncologists and physiotherapists to develop a program, an exercise program, and a real proper physical activity to get me back to fitness and regain my movement post mastectomy. This was all locked out. And so over the course of a year, I developed the program, launched it, invited people to come onto the program. They had fantastic results, return to fitness, huge decrease in depression, anxiety and stress. We did a lot of mental health work, mindfulness, CBT therapies, and psychotherapies as well. So that went down incredibly well. And now I'm digitalizing it. So I've now secured funding to turn this into an interactive platform and app. And I'm really excited that this year I'll be building that out and then delivering it, first of all, into the UK and Ireland. And obviously the Irish element is really important to me. My family are from Kerry, and we want to be connected into Europe. And then we will go on to some strategic places in Europe and the States. We have a lot of people, our research director is stateside, as well as the lady who runs our exercise oncology. So I'm really excited about the year ahead. It's a great way to start the year.
Look, thanks very much, Sheila. And it's great that I suppose you've taken your experiences in terms of your own cancer journey, I suppose, into something that hopefully will help cancer patients going forward. And again, thanks very much for talking to me today. So next up, we have the Lineup Choir, which is a pop rock soul community choir with around 150 members based in Dublin. I would like to thank in particular Roisin Savage for providing us with the next song, You Gotta Be by Desiree, which is a really great upbeat number.
Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool. You gotta be calm. You gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Herald what your mother said. Reading the books your father read. Trying to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey, yeah, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. Time has no questions, it goes on without you. Leaving you behind to stand away. Can't stop it if you try to. This time it's danger staring you in the face. Oh, remember, listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try and keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, yeah, yeah, yeah. You gotta be bad, you gotta be wiser, right? You gotta be hard, you gotta be stronger. No tears, you gotta be cool, you gotta be free, you gotta stay together. All I know, to be wise, do what others say. Got to be hard, not too hard. All I know, love will save the day. Right here, gotta be better, right here, gotta be wiser, right here, gotta be harder, gotta be stronger, gotta be cool, gotta be free, gotta stay together. All I know, love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day.
So our next song comes from Mason Rice Elementary School Chorus. And this consists of students between 9 and 11. The school itself is a public school located in the US in Newton, Massachusetts. The chorus is under the direction of Miss Kathleen McIntosh, who is an elementary music teacher at Mason Rice School. Mrs. Ruth Ross is playing the piano for the recording. The song Namaste was composed by local Boston area composer Joanne Hamill and has been adopted as a school song. The song itself sends out a wonderful message of inclusion as students sing hello in 15 different languages and sing a message about how even though we are all different in the languages we speak, our points of view, the foods we eat and the holidays we celebrate, we can all come together as one, reach out our hands and say hello and be kind to one another while accepting and respecting our differences. So our next segment is from Roberta Horgan. Roberta has really been a fantastic supporter of Choirs for Cancer since its inception. Roberta herself is really a truly inspirational person who has played a key role in patient advocacy, but also has her own story to tell in terms of cancer screening.
Hi, my name is Roberta and I am the administrator with Lynch Syndrome Ireland. In 2018, following some worrying symptoms, I underwent a colonoscopy that discovered I had multiple precancerous lesions growing throughout my bowel, not the kind you would expect to find in somebody my age. So I was referred for genetic testing and was subsequently diagnosed with a condition known as serrated polyposis syndrome. It's a condition that comes with a high lifetime risk of developing bowel cancer. I was incredibly grateful for my diagnosis, as I come from a family that has been tremendously affected by cancer down through the generations, with many family members losing their lives at quite young ages. So my diagnosis was essentially giving me the information and tools to stop history repeating itself. I'm very fortunate that I've a great team behind me. I have access to screening methods and procedures that help reduce my risk of developing cancer. And I'm also very blessed to have found so much incredible support throughout this journey, particularly from the Lynch Syndrome Ireland group and its incredible founder, Mr. Pat Fatty. And I've also found a love for patient advocacy and PPI, which has opened so many doors and brought so many incredible people into my life and taken me to some incredible places. One of which was UCD last year for Choirs for Cancer 2020. I remember sitting in that room, looking at all these incredible people using their beautiful voices, you know, singing for hope, singing about love. It was so encouraging. It was this wonderful feeling that in the middle of all this madness, there was this wonderful sense of togetherness. And that I really felt that, yeah, everything is going to be okay. That while my future might be uncertain, I'm being afforded so many tools to help keep me healthy from a physical point of view, but also the wonderful people I've met along the way, particularly all the Choirs for Cancer and Mancy On Choir, my favourite. It's definitely brought more good to my life than bad. And I think in the end, no matter who you are, or what you're dealing with, it's all you can hope for is that no matter what comes your way, that you have the proper support and you have the proper care, and most importantly, that you know you're not alone in it. And I think that this is the wonderful thing that Choirs for Cancer brings into everyone's life, is this feeling of togetherness, this unitedness, that even though cancer is such a huge and powerful thing that can cause so much devastation, it can also bring so many people together in so many wonderful ways. And for that, I will be always incredibly grateful. And I think this will help carry me throughout my journey, no matter what that brings.
So our next piece is from the world-renowned Philadelphia Boys Choir, and they're joined today by their celebrated sister organisation, the Philadelphia Girls Choir, for their first collaboration. So these days, unfortunately, you can't have 300 singers on stage, but when you believe, you can actually bring them together virtually.
In our hearts, a hopeful song we bury.
So I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of those choirs, groups and individuals whom have submitted songs and materials for inclusion and support for the show. Some of these materials have been placed on our Choirs for Cancer YouTube channel, which I really encourage you to subscribe to and support. There you can find a great piece from the Key of C Voices Choir from the UK, which is part of the Fine Voices Academy. This amazing choir was set up by those directly affected by cancer. I would like to thank Ken Evans and Simon Long for providing this piece, which covers the context behind the choir and what it means to those involved, and also contains a very fine musical number at the end. Also present in the channel is a piece from the Snowflake Singers, an all-female barbershop chorus from Umeå in Sweden. Their rendition of Fix You by Coldplay is fantastic and well worth a listen. Interestingly, Fix You is a popular choice, and would like to thank the Healthy Harmony Choir for providing their amazing version of the song. This choir is comprised of staff from Ennis General Hospital in Ireland and was formed as a great way to unwind and de-stress after a busy day in work. We also received two great pieces from the Italian choir, now forgive my pronunciation here, Voci Fioro dal Coro. This great group of young adults was set up to provide a really positive message in terms of social inclusion and the betterment of humanity. I would like to thank my very good colleague Dr. Maria Principe, who works in UCD, for putting us in touch with them. We also have a great contribution from Loretto Fox Rock, which is an all-girls school in Ireland, whom participated in the first two Choirs for Cancer events. Their version of Danny Boy is really great. I would also like to acknowledge Dr. Claudia Ora, whom works as part of my research group, whom connected us with the Municipal Choir of Trelew, again forgive the pronunciation, which is based in her hometown in Argentina. Their song, La Estrella Azul, talks about love and how it shortens distances through hope. Finally, I would like to pay special thanks to Sound Voice, which is an arts, healthcare and technology initiative bringing people together with lived experience of voice loss with world-class artists, academic researchers, technologists and healthcare professionals. On the Choirs for Cancer YouTube channel, you can watch two great pieces from Sound Voice, made in collaboration with the charity Shout Out Cancer, and this charity specialises in speech training with music after laryngectomy. So please make sure to check out these great pieces.
Our next song is from the Sea of Change Choir. They have dedicated this song to two of their choir members who passed last year, Eileen and Annette. I knew Annette through my work, and I know what the choir, the togetherness, music and the girls in the choir meant to her. This is Memories.
Here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I did not know no pain, when I believed in forever and everything would stay the same. Now my heart feels like December when somebody says your name, 'cause I can't reach out to call you, but I know I will one day, yeah. Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday, yeah. Everything will be alright, go and raise a glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way, 'cause the drinks bring back all the memories, and the memories bring back you. Memories bring back you. There's a time that I remember when I never felt so lost, when I felt all the hatred was too powerful to stop. Now my heart feels like an ember, and it's lighting up the Everybody hurts sometimes, everybody hurts someday. But everything will be alright. Go and raise a glass and say, here's to the ones that we got. Cheers to the wish you were here but you're not. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories of everything we've been through. Toast to the ones here today. Toast to the ones that we lost on the way. Cause the drinks bring back all the memories. And the memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back you. Do 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 do. Memories bring back.
So the next song is from a group that has been with us from the start of our Choirs for Cancer journey. And that's St. Mary's Secondary School Choir from Newport, Tipperary. And their song is Better When We're Together.
There's no combination of words I could put on the back of a postcard. No song that I could sing, but I can try for your heart. Our dreams, they're made up of real things, like shoebox of photographs, it's sepia tone loving. Love is the answer, at least for most of the questions in my heart. Like why are we here, where do we go, and how come it's so hard? It ain't always easy and sometimes life can be deceiving. I'll tell you one thing, it's always better when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
All of these moments just might find their way into my dreams tonight, but I know that they'll be gone when the morning light sings and brings new things. For tomorrow night you see that they'll be gone too. Too many things we have to do, but all of these dreams might find their way into my day-to-day scene. I'd be under the impression I was somewhere in between, with only two, just me and you. Not so many things we got to do, or places we got to be. We'll sit beneath the mango tree now. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. We're somewhere in between together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together. Well, it's always better when we're together.
I believe in memories, they look so pretty when I sleep. Hey, now when I wake up, you look so pretty sleeping next to me. But there is not enough time, and there is no song I can sing, and there is no combination of words I could say. But for you, I'll tell you one thing, we're better together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, we'll look at them stars when we're together. It's always better when we're together. Yeah, it's always better when we're together.
So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, who is Professor Walter Kolch. Walter is a very good colleague of mine. He is currently the Director of Precision Oncology Ireland. This is a very large-scale cancer research programme funded by Science Foundation Ireland, which really unites cancer researchers across 5 different universities in Ireland, 6 cancer charities and 8 industry partners, really under the common banner of, I suppose, precision oncology. And Walter will tell you a little bit more about what that really entails.
Hi, my name is Walter Kolch. I'm the Director of Precision Oncology Ireland, and I wanted to welcome you to this event. I just want to spend a few minutes to say some words what we mean when we're talking about precision medicine or precision oncology. So imagine you go shopping. What would you like to see? Some bland white shirts, everything the same? Or color, choice, different styles? Of course, it's a no-brainer. We all want the choice. However, when we go to the doctor, it's all back to gray. One size fits all. This is how we are treated. And this actually has mainly historical reasons, because traditionally our current medical knowledge comes mainly from population studies. So we have studied large groups of patients, assuming that we are all constructed the same way, we react the same way, and can be diagnosed and treated by the same therapies. And it, of course, works really well for some diseases. So, for instance, for antibiotics, for infections, or vaccines for infectious diseases, or if you break your leg, you get a cast, and that works for everybody. However, for other diseases like heart disease or cancer, the success is not that good. In cancer, for instance, we have drug response rates of 10%, 20%, maybe 50%, but we are far away from optimal. So what we need to do is we need to match the patient to the treatment, because it's not that the treatments are bad, it's simply that we haven't figured out whom to give the right treatment to. So we literally need to tease the patients apart so that we can give the right drug to every different patient and eventually every individual. So how do we do this? New technologies actually enable us to do this, and this is the cornerstone of precision medicine, because now we can use molecular methods like genome sequencing and other methods which allow us to look at proteins and metabolites so that we can construct a personal fingerprint of the molecular makeup of a person, and that enables us to diagnose and treat with much greater accuracy and greater precision. So that means we can put color back into the scene, and we can actually design diagnostics and treatments for each cancer patient according to their own individual needs. It's not simple. It's not easy. It takes a lot of research. At the center of the research is, of course, the patient, and we really need the patient to work with us. But it's a complicated scenario because the response is influenced by the genetic makeup of the patient, by the way they live, whether they exercise, whether they're obese, whether they smoke, what food they eat, whether they are exposed to environmental toxins, and also by the microbes which live in their gut and in their skin. So it's very complex. It doesn't stop here. We also need to understand the tumor. We need to understand the gene mutations which drive the tumor. We need to understand how the tumor settles in. We need to understand how the tumor gets oxygen and nutrition. And we also need to understand how the tumor suppresses immunity. And all that leads a lot of research and a very advanced research. So in order to accomplish this, we've put a consortium together to deliver this ambition. It's 5 academic institutions, 6 charities, and 8 industry partners which make up this consortium, which is supported by Science Foundation Ireland. And our goal is to make cancer treatment precise and individualized to each patient, and we're doing this by research together with patients. So that's just a few words I had to say. I hope you will enjoy the event, and I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.
So our next contribution is from Women's Voices Chorus, which is a US-based ensemble of about 70 singers from varied backgrounds. The Women's Voices Chorus strives to foster a climate of purposeful inclusion and welcome women regardless of race, sexual orientation, past gender identity, culture, religion, disability, or educational, financial, or class status. This past fall, they completed a virtual project, A Path to Each Other, that artistic director Laura Sam thought would fit very well with the Choirs for Cancer theme of Togetherness. The images in the middle of the piece were submitted by members and are representative of the activities that bring us together: music making, sharing via rehearsals, retreats, concerts and touring.
Each word a stone, we can build a wall, we can build a wall, we can build a wall or a path to each other.
Choirs for Cancer does not align itself with any specific charity or cause, as there are really many worthy of support. However, this year we decided to pay tribute to one specific group, namely the Caroline Foundation, as the 4th of February World Cancer Day resonates so much with their cause. Caroline Dwyer Hickey was a wife, a daughter and a sister. She passed away aged 35 after a 9-year battle with cancer. Caroline was a patient of Professor John Crown, who set up the Cancer Clinical Research Trust, CCRT for short, which has bases in University College Dublin, Dublin City University and St Vincent's Hospital Dublin. Following Caroline's death in 2013, her family and the Friends of the CCRT established a foundation in her memory to help fund the research work of the CCRT. Having benefited from clinical trials in both Ireland and the US, Caroline was a public advocate for cancer research and firmly believed that research is key to finding a cure. 100% of funding that has been raised by the Caroline Foundation goes to cancer research. The foundation is led by a committee imbued with a volunteer ethos, no admin cost, no fees, no expenses. The 4th of February is a special day as it was also Caroline's birthday.
Well, the Caroline Foundation was named after Caroline Hickey Dwyer, who was an extraordinary young woman who at a very tragically young age got breast cancer and at a very tragically young age developed secondary breast cancer. Sadly, she's no longer with us. She had a long course through her illness with a number of treatments and a number of research trials. She was very, very, very enthusiastic about taking part in research studies. She was a teacher. She was very famous really in our practice. Every time Caroline would come in and we would have a chat with her about treatment or maybe good news or maybe bad news on test results, she'd always finish up with, well, can I go back to work? She was a very determined person. She loved her work, she loved her career, and she just wanted to keep life as normal as she could. So she was a very inspiring person. And her parents, Dermot and Helen, were also extraordinarily brave people who were just a huge, huge support to her through her illness. And in addition, sadly, when she left us, that they turned their grief at this awful, unspeakable tragedy that had occurred to such a young person in a very positive way into developing the Caroline Foundation to raise money for cancer research.
There's a lot of coincidences about things in Caroline's life. I suppose one of the ones we didn't quite realise until recently was that the United Nations World Cancer Day is the 4th of February each year. Caroline's birthday was the 4th of February.
The next song is provided by Sing With Us, which is a network of choirs run by the Welsh cancer charity Togetherness Cancer Care. The choirs are for anyone affected by cancer, and they welcome over 1,000 people per week to their rehearsals all over Wales. Since March, the choirs have continued to meet and learn new music online, and they've even managed to put together some virtual choir recordings. Their song is You've Got a Friend.
When you're down and troubled and you need some loving care, and nothing is going right, close your eyes and think of me, and soon I will be there to brighten up even your darkest night. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Don't you know that winter, spring, summer or fall, all you've got to do is call, and I'll be there, yes I will. You've got a friend.
We are living in strange times, and when we were thinking of speakers for this year's event, we could think of no one better than psychologist Niamh Fitzpatrick, who's now going to talk to us about coping with hard times.
Hello, Niamh Fitzpatrick here. Well, what a wonderful event to be invited to be part of tonight. Cancer is one word, but it has so many ripples and so many impacts. And coming together tonight to sing songs, to share stories, to give support to one another is so important, because togetherness in difficult times, in tough times in life, is immensely powerful. I'm a psychologist and I know tough times from a professional perspective, but I also know them from a personal perspective. In March 2017, I went to bed one night and I had 4 siblings. I woke the next morning to find one of those siblings was missing, and my sister Dara died overnight in a helicopter crash while out on a rescue mission. That and other losses in my life have meant that the last few years have been really tough, and I suppose I was probably just beginning to get back on my feet when the coronavirus pandemic came around. So safe to say that I understand difficult times from a professional perspective, but also from a personal perspective. So what can help us when we're dealing with tough times? Well, one of the first things is knowing that how you feel in difficult times is normal, and allowing yourself to feel what you feel without judgment. Viktor Frankl puts it really well when he says that an abnormal reaction to an abnormal situation is normal behaviour. So if you have had a cancer diagnosis, or if a loved one has had a cancer diagnosis, however you feel is okay. You're not going to feel like yourself. You're going to feel what I would call the ugly feelings. Allow yourself to feel them. You're in a situation that's abnormal, so allow your feelings and your emotions to be different than what they normally are. And no judgment, just an acceptance that this is how you feel and this is okay to feel like this. Something else that's sort of linked to that that's important is understanding that we deal with things differently and we experience the same situation perhaps differently. So it's allowing others to feel how they feel without trying to stem their feelings or shape their feelings, but just giving them permission to feel whatever it is they feel and just you being there with them while they do that. Something else that's immensely powerful as we go through the tough times in life is chunking it down. Because often the tough times come in really big pieces and it can be too big to get our head around the whole thing. So thinking in terms of a day at a time, putting one foot in front of the other, small manageable chunks, that can be something that's really useful when you're going through these hardest times in life. And a final thing to talk to you today about that is really helpful when it comes to tough times is gathering support. Because the aloneness in the tough times in life can just add layers to the pain. So there's such benefits of having support around you, such as an evening like tonight. It's people to bear witness to your pain, to your fear, to your struggle. It's understanding that you don't walk that path alone. And that can be really beneficial to us. And there's a lovely little expression that says, if you cannot look on the bright side, I will sit with you in the dark. Well, Choirs for Cancer is so much more than sitting with you in the dark. It's turning on the floodlights, it's illuminating the path, it's spreading light, it's spreading hope. What you're doing here tonight is making a difference. So sing it loud, sing it proud, sing it together, support one another. Have a lovely evening and my warmest wishes to you all.
Hi everybody, we hope you're enjoying Choirs for Cancer tonight. Our next act is a man by the name of Odudu Johnson. He's also known as Young Shakur. Not only is he a wonderful rapper, he's an incredible modern day poet and a brilliant music producer and editor, and an all-round great guy. The song you're about to see has been inspired by the people that Odudu has met at Choirs for Cancer over the past 2 years. His message is one of hope and love and togetherness. This video was shot in many beautiful places around our city of Waterford. Enjoy.
This is Red Iron, Waterford City, 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon. I mean, the weather's alright, innit? Yeah, are we ready? Look in the mirror, what do you see? You might see a king, you might see a queen, you might see a soldier, might see a marine. You might see a scholar, you might see a dream. You might be the baller who put in an hour, still taking shots upon the green. You might be the coach who drawing out all of the plays for him and the team. You might be the student who put in the work, the best work you ever seen. At the end of the day, we must reach for the stars, aim for the moon and dream. And I'm dreaming for you to keep dreaming for whatever reason. Keep dreaming for all of the people who doubted, I'll never ever stop believing. Keep dreaming for people in silence when the world around it keeps screaming. Keep dreaming to get to the top, where I never stop if you keep believing. What brings us together is love, and love is a beautiful feeling. What brings security, trust, when the world around us be freezing. I want everyone to be achieving. Breaking the spell, I'm a riddle. Ain't all about physical healing, but how can we talk about bravery without talking about Vicky or Steven?
Peace, love, positivity. I go on, there's so many possibilities. This is time to take every opportunity. We can rewrite our history. All I want is peace, love, positivity. I go on, there's so many possibilities. Hands up in the sky high if you're feeling me. We can rewrite our history. I was all on my own on my birthday. Never been on my own in the first place. Always looked at myself in a worst way. Now I'm shaking the ground like an earthquake. Pray to God that humanity okay. Pray to God that your family okay. It's just tough but we make it our own way. We gon' get back to normal like someday. And the prince of the city is me now. The blue and white lights they gon' need now. I'ma speak on my mind like a preacher. I'm still singing these songs to my teacher. Like go put me on flight to Ibiza, or go to the class with no visa. Some people told me I won't be now. Now they're playing my songs on the speaker. If you got a chance to get up and dance, to get up and share a ski. If you want a chance to travel the fans, to get up and share a ski. If you want a chance to hold them again, to get up and share a ski. If you want a chance, cause this is who I am, to get up and share a ski. All I want is peace, love, positivity. Go on, there's so many possibilities. It's our time to take every opportunity. We can rewrite our history. All I want is peace, love, positivity. Go around, there's so many possibilities. Hands up in the sky high if you're feeling me. We can rewrite our history. Our history.
Spread love, not COVID. Yeah, yeah. 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 Stephen T, Stephen T. Yeah, yeah. John Wall, John Wall. Vicky feeling, yeah, yeah. Choirs for concert, choirs for concert, yeah.
The next piece is from the Adam Ezra Group, which is a fantastic quartet of singers from the US. They have a nightly show on Facebook, which so far has not missed a day since March 12, 2020, despite Adam himself being sick with COVID. Their a cappella song, Find a Way, speaks directly to the power of community to overcome the dysfunction and fear we all see and feel as we remain locked in our homes.
Last night was a rocky one, tonight is coming soon. The rain keep falling heavy on my head. My brothers and my sisters holding hands and marching on. It's the only thing that gets me out of bed. And I may cross the River Jordan. I may face the rising tide. Well, I got a simple plan to get us through these stormy days. Hold on to each other, find a way. We got to hold on to each other, find a way. We got the preachers on the left, the politicians on the right. And the news shots panic everywhere we turn. But when the ones who talk the loudest also pay themselves the most, you better question what they're trying to make you learn. And I may cross the River Jordan. I may face the rising tide. When their cards are on the table, there's only one good hand to play. Hold on to each other, find a way. We got to hold on to each other, find a way. Well, I am marching for tomorrow, but sometimes I do despair that I don't possess the will to carry on. But my brothers and my sisters keep me tethered to the wheel, and I know they'll keep on singing when I'm gone. And I may cross the River Jordan. I may face the rising tide. Let our voices be a beacon until we live in better days. Hold on to each other, find a way. I said, in our darkest hour, this is what we must relay. Hold on to each other, find a way. Ooh, yeah. Through the toughest hurdles, these 8 words are all you have to say. Hold on to each other, find a way. Ooh, we got to hold on to each other, find a way. We got to hold on to each other, find a way.
So I'm hoping to take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about what I do. So I'm a cancer researcher. I've been working in the cancer research area for close to 30 years. And it's been amazing that we've seen these enormous advances in terms of our ability to understand cancer, but also to actually take that information and use it to develop useful things like new diagnostics, new therapies to tackle cancer. So we've seen this really fantastic sea change, but unfortunately we're still not finished. There's a huge way to go in terms of our ability to deal with the, I suppose, pending cancer burden that is facing us over the next 10, 20, 30 years, primarily due to the aging population. And I suppose the first thing to understand is that cancer is a very complex disease. It's a network of different diseases. And even within one cancer type, we may have this huge divergence in terms of response, even where patients present very similar at a clinical level. So I suppose what I'm very interested in is a team-based approach to tackling cancer, where we can actually harness different skills of different people, where we can actually bring people from different backgrounds. For example, where we combine maybe the expertise of a mathematician with a clinical researcher or someone that works at the laboratory bench, and I suppose come up with new ways to actually deal with cancer and address the significant issues that were faced. For example, one of the areas that I'm quite interested in is, I suppose, better personalization of cancer therapy. Can we kind of spare some patients from maybe toxic effects of drugs, which maybe they're not going to benefit from, and maybe give those patients, I suppose, more refined solutions. And I suppose one of the other areas I'm quite interested in is, I suppose, taking this team-based approach, but also applying it at a kind of all-island level, particularly where we can harness the best cancer researchers across the entire island of Ireland, between Northern Ireland and Ireland. And one of the initiatives I'm leading is the All-Ireland Cancer Research Institute, which is still in its early stages of genesis, where we're really going to kind of, I suppose, tap into that kind of expertise and bring people together across a common boundary. And the kind of areas that we're looking at are in the areas of cancer prevention, diagnosis, treatment, but also the very important areas of survivorship and quality of life. And again, what's very important, not only that researchers talk to each other, but also the researchers talk to cancer patients, family members, or other individuals who are affected by cancer. And again, as part of this initiative, that engagement is going to be a really critical feature. So we're hoping that we're still in the early stages of this program, but we're going to have, an open approach in terms of developing this program over time. And certainly next year, I would hope to have a really significant update to tell everybody about.
Hello, my name is Maria Principe and I am one of the cancer researchers here in UCD Conway Institute. My research focuses on finding new treatments for advanced prostate and breast cancer. However, research is a very international affair, and we do collaborate all the time. For example, in our lab in UCD, we have 8 different nationalities. And today I'm delighted to introduce this very talented group of musicians from Foggia, Lucera and Troia, my hometown in Italy, who came together in the middle of the pandemic when they couldn't play their music live and recorded this song, which is really a message of hope that we will overcome these very challenging times that we find ourselves into. So ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this beautiful song, Così distanti.
Sipari chiusi in teatri gonfi di applausi, tazzine fredde per un caffè che non chiederà nessuno, amori separati da 1 metro a 1 metro per amarsi per sempre.
E a tutti quelli che vivono da sempre a distanza per non vivere di incertezza.
E alle mamme che cucinano bene per figli che non hanno mai visto crescere.
Torneremo ad amarci a distanza di un bacio, torneremo a correre ad un palmo di mano, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da suonare. Torneremo a ballare a distanza di un abbraccio, torneremo a fare l'amore, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da cantare.
Svegliati dall'odore della primavera che riesci a sentirlo anche dietro ad un balcone, con le piazze vuote di parole e le case piene di persone.
Ci mancherà questa voglia di libertà in mezzo al traffico di una città così cambiata.
Distratti come siamo sempre stati, distanti ma da sempre così uniti.
Torneremo ad amarci a distanza di un bacio, torneremo a correre ad un palmo di mano, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da suonare. Torneremo a ballare a distanza di un abbraccio, torneremo a fare l'amore, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da cantare. Torneremo ad amarci a distanza di un bacio, torneremo a correre ad un palmo di mano, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da suonare. Torneremo a ballare a distanza di un abbraccio, torneremo a fare l'amore, torneremo perché c'è ancora tanta musica da cantare.
So I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker, who is Dr. Aoife Ryan. Dr. Ryan is based in University College Cork, and she has a specific research interest looking at the impact of cancer on nutritional status. Dr. Ryan, who's also a registered dietitian, recently co-authored a book called The Anti-Cancer Cookbook, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about why she wrote this particular book.
Hello everyone, I'm delighted to send this message as part of this video on World Cancer Day. My name is Dr. Aoife Ryan. I'm a senior lecturer in nutrition and dietetics at University College Cork. They asked me to tell you just very briefly about a new cookbook that we've published at UCC. It's called the Anti-Cancer Cookbook, and it contains a selection of 150 recipes which will help to lower the risk of cancer. All of these recipes are compliant with the latest scientific evidence, which is a robust quantity of evidence at this point surrounding diet, nutrition and the risk of cancer. It's felt that about 40% or so of cancers are lifestyle related, and they relate to people being overweight or obese or not eating enough fibre, for example. So this book translates all those guidelines into a selection of healthy recipes. You can see it's a hardback book. It's available in bookshops, online through the Book Depository, and it's also available through Breakthrough Cancer Research. The reason that I wrote this with my colleague Aidan Ivukala, we're both registered dietitians specialising in oncology. The reason we wrote this was to try and counteract a lot of the myths and misinformation out there surrounding diet and cancer, and then to translate what we know is accurate from science into lay language, and also translate the guidelines for cancer prevention into simple recipes that are easy to follow. This book has been endorsed by the National Cancer Control Programme, the Irish Society of Medical Oncologists, and the Irish Nutrition and Dietetic Institute. So in other words, all of the experts in Ireland in both oncology and dietetics have approved and endorsed its content. And there's also a forward letter written by the World Cancer Research Fund, which is considered the global expert body on cancer prevention through diet and lifestyle measures. You can see just a quick look at the photography inside. All the recipes are very colourful and full of fibre, low in fat, low in saturated fat, low in salt, and they're all calorie controlled to help you maintain a healthy body weight or achieve a healthy body weight if you're struggling with weight gain. Also, I just show you quickly inside it, there's a selection of soups, breads, salads, hot light meals, sandwiches, wraps, healthy snacks, and then a section of main meals from red meat, poultry, fish, and vegetarian dishes. So we're absolutely thrilled to have this book finally for sale, because it means that we have a counter argument to a lot of the myths and misinformation that's published from non-expert authors. I should say all the proceeds of this book are going to Breakthrough Cancer Research, which is a Cork-based charity funding research into cancer treatments. Finally, if you have had cancer and you are a survivor and you have been advised by your doctor to follow a healthy eating diet, this book is also suitable for you, but there is a free version. It's a shorter version with about 50 recipes available through your local hospitals. It's called Healthy Eating for Cancer Survivors. Again, it's an evidence-based approach. So this book is really only suitable for patients who are finished their treatment and who have been told they're in remission or they've been cured. And again, it's the same selection of some of these recipes from this book. And that book is available free of charge, again, through your hospital, Daffodil Centre, or from breakthroughcancerresearch.ie.
And now on Choirs for Cancer 2021, we are delighted to have a choir that recorded a song especially for the event, because they felt this song represented a message of love and support. Please enjoy now the Dublin Gospel Choir and their amazing rendition of Footprints in the Sand.
You walked with me, footprints in the sand, and help me understand where I'm going. You walked with me when I was all alone, with so much I know along the way. And I heard you say, I promise you I'm always there. When your heart is filled with sorrow and despair, I'll carry you. When you need a friend, you'll find my footprints in the sand. I see my life flash across the sky. So many times I've tried, so afraid. And just when I thought I lost my way, you gave me strength to carry on.
Our last song this evening is a song dedicated to a very unique individual, a lady whose courage and determination has inspired a nation, a lady with whom I have an amazing friendship and with whom I've shared a lot of laughs and a few tears, but a lady that I respect enormously. This song is called From Now On, and it's taken from The Greatest Showman. And in this song, it talks about coming home, and that's never been more appropriate than it is now, because Vicky, we're waiting for you to come home. We're praying for you and hoping that your treatment will be successful and that you will return home to your family, to your friends, and where we can once again share good times together. And we can't wait for that moment to happen. Vicky Phelan, this song is for you. Enjoy.
I saw the sun begin to dim and felt that winter wind blow cold.
A man learns who is there for him when the glitter fades and the walls won't hold.
'Cause from that rubble what remains can only be what's true.
If all was lost, there's more I gain, 'cause it led me back to you.
From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights.
From now on, what's waited for tomorrow starts tonight, tonight.
Let this promise it may start
Like an anthem in my heart.
from now on. From now on.
Drink champagne with kings and queens. The politicians praise my name.
But those were someone else's dreams, the pitfalls of the man I became.
For years and years, I chased their cheers, the crazy speed of always needing more.
But when I stop and see you here, I remember who all this was for.
From now on, these eyes will not be blinded by the lights.
From now on, what's waited till tomorrow starts tonight.
It starts tonight.